Hey everyone, thanks for joining me, and today I wanted to show you my solutions for switches. As I've stated before, I initially started with the Solo Peak switches here, and this is their ST24, and this one has 4 line level ins and 2 line level outs to your amp. On the front, you can select from the 4 ins and amp A and amp B, but you do have to do this manually. It does not have remote control, so this is perfect for desktop use, but if you want to have it at a distance, it's kind of a drag. You really need somebody to be there switching it for you. So I've since stopped using this unit and switched over to the Doak L3. This is an awesome little line level switcher, and this one is multiple use. You can go 1 in, 3 out, 3 in, 1 out, or use it as a loop feature, and also has some very cool VU meters. But on the speaker side, I had been using the Solo Peak P2, which is a 2 amp in, 1 speaker out setup, and it just has one simple toggle, and it switches over a relay manually, and you choose whatever amp you want to use. It'll shoot the signal out to one set of speakers. The downside, you have to manually use that toggle switch again. So this is my current solution on the speaker level outputs, the Neohipo ET30. There's various switches on the market. There's one by Duke, one by Fosse, and this unit here, but I find that this unit has the most flexibility. This unit is quite a bit larger than the Doak VU3. The Doak having 60 by 35mm VUs, whereas this unit and the Fosse unit actually have the 85 by 45mm VU meters. The Doak unit has a swing range knob, whereas the Fosse unit has a sensitivity knob. The Neohipo ET30 here has both. You have the swing range knob and the sensitivity knob. Up on top, we have our amp selector, and you have amp A and amp B, and a speaker selector, speakers 1 and 2. And in the middle, you have another button so you can bypass the sound coming through this unit, and you have a microphone that picks up ambience and just gives you a little light show with the meters without having anything go through the system. On the back side, you have all your speaker level inputs and outs. Speaker 2, speaker 1, amp B, amp A, that microphone right there, and a 5-volt DC input on USB-C. As for the internals, there's a really clean circuit board with some very nice relays and some large resistors. On the front, you have the little control board and the connections for the VU meters. The circuitry seems to be about the same quality as the Doak unit. The guys over at ASR's website ran some measurements on this unit, and they didn't find to have any adverse effect on the sound quality. I personally don't hear any myself by ear. The Doak VU3 currently comes in at around $139, whereas the Fosse LC30 comes in at $149, this unit coming in at $159. The prices of the bunch about the same size as the Fosse unit. The Doak is great if you need a smaller format and need to fit it in somewhere tight. This unit will give you just a little more flexibility, is one more option that I think is awesome, strictly cosmetic, but it is going to be changing the color on those VU meters. I'll go ahead and plug it in on a 5-volt supply, and I'll switch it over to mic so we can see some movement there. And if I press on the center knob, this will toggle through our intensity of the light. Right now the light is off, 1, 2, 3, and back to off. If we press that in one more time and I turn this knob, I can go into different color modes, which I think is awesome. I can fine tune the color to whatever other components I have going on at the moment, which I find it to be an awesome value for that $10 additional. So the Neohipo ET30, an awesome switcher. It does come with a remote control where you can cycle through the colors, the intensity of the light, and the mic and line input. I do really like that aesthetic of that Fosse. I find it to be a little more modern without this top bezel right here. However, this unit has a charm of its own. And again, I really like the ability to change that LED color. Alright guys, I'll leave links to all 3 of these switches below, and I'll see you next time.